Hey guys, how's it going? This is Chris Straffen, and I am the Spanish 1 teacher at Uplift Heights. And this year, I will be the Spanish 1A content teacher lead. I am very excited to be working with you, and this is going to be our best year yet. If you're accessing this video, you're either Spanish 1A teacher, so welcome. And this video, more than anything, is going to offer you tips and suggestions, and at the same time, I'm going to be walking you through the teaching and learning highlights of the unit. So let's begin. Okay, so here in stage one, we have it's basically broken down into four different things. We have global context at the top, we have key concepts at the middle left, and we have related concepts on the middle right. At the bottom, we have statement of inquiry. Now, the statement of inquiry, or my statement of inquiry, is our daily choices directly influence our relationships. And I chose this speaks to me because I remember as a teenager the type of relationships that I had basically influenced my mood, the way I acted, my attitude, and you know it's the same for everybody. Now, moving on to the global context. Global context is identities and relationships. Once again, it's tied into or is tied with the statement of inquiry. Our relationships, and basically our relationships identify who we are as humans. Key concept is going to be communication, and is the exchange or transfer of signals, facts, ideas, and or symbols. And finally, on stage one, we have related concepts, which I have four on here. Context, which is cultural and social uh, behavioral settings. We have purpose, communication, the way we communicate, socialize. Patterns. Patterns refers to the use of language or style, and meaning. Meaning in this case refers to what is being communicated by intention or by implication. So let's move on. Okay, before we move on any farther, just real quick, this unit shouldn't take you or should take you anywhere between 2 to 3 weeks. Just remember, most of the stuff you're going to be covering is a review of what was learned all last year. So scholars should be, very familiar with everything you're going to cover at the beginning. Now, on this unit, we have, or the inquiry questions, we have factual. In every unit, we're going to have factual, conceptual, and debatable questions. Factual is, simple and to the point. Como se dice, como te llamas, simple answers. Conceptual, is pushes their thinking a little bit, but is more of a, fast rule, quick answers. Debatable, that's what pushes their thinking. And I really like questions 1 and 3. Question 1: is Spanish easier to learn or understand for those that are already familiar with the language or culture? And scholars really have to think about this one. Um, More often than not, scholars are always going to say that English is easier than Spanish, which is actually not true. But keep in mind, um, to them it is easier because they're familiar with it, or they think is easier. And question 3: in your opinion, is it easier to learn Spanish or English, and why? So this question always gets them talking, and remember, you take the time to listen to their opinion, to value their opinion. Um, okay, so now here we have essential understandings, which covers the TEKS, the standards, vocabulary, what the scholars are going to need to know, the grammar, um, the knowledge and skills, and also interdisciplinary connections. Okay, so interdisciplinary connections can also be known as cross-curricular planning. In this case, language and literature. So in this unit, scholars will understand the grammar structures needed to be able to read, write, and speak in the Spanish language. And math, because in this unit, scholars will be using the basic mathematical skills to utilize and practice their knowledge of numbers in Spanish. Okay, for our unit assessment, we're going to use what is known in the IB world as GRASP, goal, role, audience, situation, product, and standards. The goal for this assessment is going to be The scholars will become communicators to determine how their daily choices influence their relationships by introducing themselves and inquiring information about a person. The role is scholars will use learned vocabulary and grammar to develop a written letter. The audience is going to be the scholar will be writing the letter to a fellow classmate whose native language is Spanish. The situation, the context is a friendly letter to give and acquire information, and the product is, we're on phase one of Spanish, which means, we need to be writing anywhere between 150 to 200 words in the targeted language to inquire information about a fellow student whose native language or is learning Spanish from another uplift school. Um, so one thing that I would like to do at the beginning of the year is just partner up with another school within the network and just exchange some of the letters. Have them write a letter, um, kind of like a pen pal, and I think they'll find that very interesting, and when I haven't done it, it's something that I've been wanting to do for a while. So I think this year we'll try it out and see how it works. And obviously, the standards that we're gonna use is gonna be the IB language acquisition rubrics, the criterion C and D, and I will be posting those on Blackboard as well. I forgot to mention a while ago that the performance assessment is part of stage two of the unit planning. Now, remember, everything needs to be tied with the statement of inquiry. And once again, statement of inquiry: our daily choices directly influence our relationships, and that's why I would like to do the letters. Just you know, real world connections, pen pals, writing one another, talking about likes, dislikes, just getting some basic information. Uh, what do they like to do, and just to see, so that they can get a feel of what, see if they can connect with one another that way, the similarities and differences. Um, Now, on our criterions, the rubric that we're going to use, the IB rubric that we're going to use, we have criterion C and D. Now, we're going to pick only one strand, and the rubric has achievement level, it has achievement level descriptor, and then it has task specific clarifications. Now, I will post on or upload on Blackboard a the task specific clarifications, basically what we're going to be looking for in that letter to make it a real IB performance assessment test. Here we have the criterion D, and same thing. We had three strands. We have achievement level descriptor, and the task specific clarification. So I will update this and upload it to Blackboard so you know exactly what you want to be looking for. Now, stage three, this is the final stage, and this is where the backwards planning comes into play. Um, we broke it down into approaches to learning, learning experiences and teaching strategies, differentiation, formative assessment, real world connections. Okay, so I'm going to break it down, each one of them individually, starting with approaches to learning. We are looking for the communication skill. We're going to use appropriate forms of writing for different purposes and audiences. Obviously, this is where the performance assessment come into play. Also, write for different purposes. Writing and reading is a skill that needs to be developed throughout the year. So make sure that you collaborate with, do the cross-curricular planning. It's very important. I've done it. It helps the kids tremendously. The learning experiences and teaching strategies. Once you create your lessons, your daily lessons, um, basically is what you're gonna cover. What key concepts are gonna hit on every single lesson. For example, here we have lesson one: when and how to use usted and tú. Uh, Similarities, differences. Make sure that they understand when to use it. Uh, Lesson two, go over classroom commands. So basically, what is it that you're going to be doing to help drive instruction, it says, with the differentiation. On the next one, differentiation, this is, once again, these are just suggestions. If you have better, something that works better for you, share with us, I'll be more than happy to look into it as well. Um, Team activities separate but similar tasks may be designed for learners based on their readiness. So if they're not at a, and you can gauge the scholars' learning and understanding based on the way they answer or the way their attitude is in class. For those that are familiar with the language, then it's going to be easier, obviously, to do the work. But for those that are still learning, make sure that you have something a little bit easier, more like a intro, you know, just lower level to make sure you accommodate everyone. Skill centers, if you know there's some scholars that need to work on reading or writing, it would be a good idea to have those, those centers where they can continue to develop those skills, but not get behind at the same time. And one thing that I learned throughout the years, and especially last year from Iliad, is always give them notes. Even if they, we always make them glue their notes into the notebook. That way they can take them home and study. Those that do study, but we're taking the excuses away from them. That I didn't know what to study. I didn't have the notes, so I always give it to them. Now there's no excuse. And formative assessment. So formative assessments can be CFUs, which is check for understandings, make sure that they're understanding the objective, and also it's important that after each lesson you implement exit tickets. It can be something quick, not too elaborate, 4 or 5 questions, simple answers. It shouldn't take you longer than 5, 7 minutes to grade. That's what exit ticket is. And bi-weekly quizzes. I like to give them exit tickets either every day, and sometimes, depending on the time, we may do it at the beginning of class, the next class. But quizzes, always give them quizzes. It helps you gauge where they are in a matter of mastery of the objective. Very, very important. And real world connections. So here we have, when learning a foreign language, scholars should be shown the various ways that it may be meaningful and applicable in their own life. Why? Why is it important for them to learn a new language? What are they going to get out of it? We have those scholars that know the benefits of it. And then we have those that are going to fight you just because they're teenagers and they don't feel like doing the work. So, just trying to help them understand how is it going to benefit them in the long run. Okay, so to continue, this is one of the last things in the unit. We're still stage 3 backwards planning, and this is just a breakdown of the daily lesson plans. Depending on the schools, some of the schools are required to have a unit plan and a daily lesson plan posted outside of the door each and every day. Others maybe just the unit plan. Once again, is gonna depend on your team leadership team. Here, this is something that I do. I like to know what I'm going to be teaching every single day. So day 1, I have the learning objective, I have the key points, what I'm going to be doing. Se usa usted con personas en situaciones formales, tú con amigos, los números, and I have a boleto de salida, an exit ticket. As you can see, then day 2, same thing. Learning objective, key points. I always put the learning objective with every lesson. I always post the learning objective, the key points, and have the exit ticket ready before class. Once again, you'll be creating your own lesson plans, but hopefully with this breakdown of the unit, it helps you understand a little bit, more the way I do things. And please feel free to reach out to me with any questions and or concerns. There's my email and my cell phone number. Once again, any questions, suggestions, email me. That's probably going to be the fastest way to get a hold of me. And I do ask, if it is after 6 o'clock, just send me a quick email and I'll respond within 24 hours. If it is during the day, between 4:30 and 5:30, then just give me a call. I'll do my best to answer or return your call. Once again, this is Chris, trying to get this done for you guys to help you be successful, and look forward to meeting everybody at the collaboration day, and new teachers and veteran teachers. I wish you a great year, and look forward to working with you.